On our last R202 Rewind video, a viewer, friend, and hunting buddy I met through Monster Hunter Tri left 2 comments. And see, that video that I made was about congratulating or thanking Capcom for switching the Diablo's armor from a slugger / hammer set to more of a lance set in Rise. And he left 2 comments about the lance, but the lance of the explosive variety, the Gunlance.
Boom! Here comes the boom! Here comes the boom!
And those comments go like this. Gunlance users might hate this, but there's only like 10 of us, so Gunlance should have ammo impact rounds. Problem solved. And then he expanded on that a little bit later, saying, if Gunlance shelling dealt KO damage, I will never stop thinking it should. Except Capcom somehow thinks that Krag rounds should deal KO, but Gunlance rounds shouldn't, with hands up emoji. And this got the wheels turning in my head, and I wanted to have a conversation with all 10 Gunlance users. Well, 7 if I include myself, my other buddy, Mr. Rod, Mr. Prime, Mr. Cuso, and Mr. Hans Flashstack here. So I wanted to have a conversation about how we can expand or make the Gunlance even cooler, better. Right? I mean, not that Capcom hasn't done a bad job. They've definitely gone a long way from making it like a lance that just pokes with shells to the offensive damage dealing thing it does now. But I thought it'd be cool and fun to have a conversation on what else can we do with the Gunlance. How else can we make it cool on top of making shells deal impact damage? And the first thing I came up with was that I thought that the Gunlance weapons should no longer come with elements attached to the base. So like if you get a Rathalos Gunlance, it no longer comes with fire. I mean, they'll still have the types, like long, normal, and wide. And that's where I would want to make one quick suggestion, is I think that basically wide, normal should switch. And the only reason why I think that is, I think about wide, like shotguns, multiple pellets, shells, multiple shells with wide. So I was thinking that'd be a good match, a good fit, make wide shells the normal wide. But that's not the big one. The big one again is going back to that I think the weapons should lose the elements on the base, and instead you get elements through buying or crafting shells, much like how the light bowgun and heavy bowgun have to either buy or craft the bullets, the ammo. Same thing with Gunlance. I think it would be really great that you could buy or craft shells with the elements. So fire, poison, water, blast, paralyzed, you have to buy the shells. And I think it gives Capcom a really good opportunity to make really cool special effects for using those types of shells, the elemental or status shells. And then on top of that, it also gives the Gunlance the opportunity to be more of an elemental damage dealer as well, not just straight up raw damage all the time. You could choose. I know, and see, the thing is that excites me or draws me to this is because the Gunlance is already kind of like an expert weapon. It's not one of the easier ones to use. And it makes the weapon a little more complicated. But I think that's what makes it, the idea great to me, is because it's Monster Hunter's difficulties kind of in the weapons. And of course, once you master the weapon, the game becomes easy. But I think that makes it attractive, is the Gunlance should be complex. I like that the Gunlance is complex, and I think having elemental and status shells and the element removed from the base makes the Gunlance more in line with being kind of like a gun. And it still has the lance, things where it can poke like a lance, or you can slap people around with it with a big wide swings, which I'm a fan of. I mean, what really makes this attractive is because the Gunlance, in its complexity, already comes with 3 different ways you can kind of play with: wide, long, and normal. Like, you have to play the Gunlance. You don't have to, but the Gunlance is probably one of the most interesting weapons that offers so many unique, different ways you can play it. And I think by also making it where we can purchase shells adds even more layers to that, and that really excites me. But that, I would like to say thank you for Mr. Hans Flashstack for giving me the idea for this video, and I would also like to say this is going to be one of my wish lists. So come on, Capcom, make this happen.
Here comes the boom!